AITA for not letting our child talk to my mill. I, 35F, have been with my husband Hank, 38M, for 17 years and married for 12. We have 2 kids, Ruby, 8F, and Lily, 1F. Since the start of our relationship, H's mother Bev has been rude to me. On more than one occasion while she called me to verbally abuse me about some perceived slight that is either nothing to do with her or didn't even happen, for example celebrating my nephew's birthday in person with him. He lives an hour away. A week after we didn't celebrate hers with her, she lives 14 hours away. Bev has a substance use problem and also likes to call Hank when she isn't sober and blame him for things that have gone wrong in her life, even if they have nothing to do with him, like when she got a flat tire and it was because he hadn't called her in a few weeks. I wish I was making this up. Apparently it was because he didn't care about her and so the universe was out to get her. He has gone NC with her in the past but eventually he starts taking her calls again. A few years ago she told him that our child, only Ruby at that point, should never have been born. At that point I was adamant that Bev would never have anything to do with Ruby, but eventually conceded that their contact could just be limited and supervised, as it was important to Hank. I also stated that Bev had to be sober for any and all interactions. It has been easy enough due to the distance and the fact that Bev won't travel to see us and we haven't really been able to travel in the past year. A few weeks ago, Bev called and Hank let her speak to Ruby on loudspeaker. I overheard and could tell that Bev was at least drunk. She was slurring her words and making some passive-aggressive comments that hopefully went over Ruby's head. After Ruby went to bed I spoke to Hank about it and asked why he let her speak to her when she wasn't sober and he said he didn't realize, and that nothing she said was all that bad. We talked some more and he admitted that he didn't want conflict and she was adamant about talking to Ruby, and he thought it would be okay as she hadn't been nasty on that call. I told him I was no longer comfortable with Bev having any contact with Ruby because I don't feel like my boundaries were respected and I can't protect Ruby if the rules aren't followed. To his credit, he agreed with me and hasn't even attempted to let Bev talk to Ruby since. But a friend asked me how I would feel if Hank told me that my parents could never speak to Ruby again and now I'm questioning it. AITA,